Hello, and thank you for watching. As always, I'm Brian Lebo, Realtor and Principal of the Lebo Group. Well, Thanksgiving is now right around the corner, and we're officially in the worst period of year for sellers. So how is the market shaping up? Well, just as expected, we really haven't seen any significant changes in the market. First off, let's take a look at the actual inventory levels for homes. As you can see, we ended September with 4,163 homes. Unfortunately, each of the 5 weeks in October, we experienced a mild reduction in inventory. We ended the month with only 3,960 homes on the market. Simply put, we saw a 5% reduction in inventory during October. Not a huge loss, but on the same hand, we're definitely moving in the wrong direction. Okay. I've been grooming my buyers this whole year to plan on hitting the holidays hard, since typically buyers put off everything starting mid-November until about mid-January. We're a week away from Thanksgiving, and what I'm seeing, the market has cooled down just a bit. But on the same hand, there's 5 offers on every home rather than 15 offers. So either way you cut it, it's still hyper competitive out there. Now, let's take a look at the NODs, or Notice of Defaults. By now, you probably know that I follow this daily. Since the NODs are essentially our precursor to tomorrow's inventory supply, if you remember from last month's video, we experienced a massive reduction in NODs for the month of September. So let's look at the numbers. In August, we had the best month of the entire year, with roughly 1,700 NODs filed. Then we dropped to only 789 in September. Well, the good news is that in October, we came right back up with 1,592 NODs filed. Although this is still less than half of what we used to file prior to AB 284, at least we're back in the saddle again. So let's quickly tie up everything together. Currently, our inventory is marginally decreasing, but holding relatively steady at a meager 4,000 homes. Our Notice of Defaults are back up, but nothing to brag about. So what's up and where are we going? Well, despite the fact that we filed over 5,000 Notice of Defaults in the past 4 months, we only have 391 foreclosures available on the MLS as of today's video. This is still a complete and utter joke. There are rumored to be 75 to 100,000 delinquent homes in the greater Las Vegas area, yet we only have 391 foreclosures on the market. Come on. Well, despite all the doom and gloom we've been talking about, the good news for everyone is that this election's finally over. Whether you're happy or you're sad with our choice of president, one thing seems certain: the housing machine should start turning again. Like I've been preaching for an entire year, we won't see anything happen until after the election, and furthermore, after the new year. But from what I've seen and heard, many of the foreclosure brokers in town are starting to get new assignments from banks that have been dormant for over a year. Some of these properties that the banks have been sitting on are starting to become active once again. After the holidays, we should start to see a huge increase in eviction filings as the banks begin to release some of their inventory. I think for November and December, we'll see similar numbers to October for the Notices of Default. Now, starting second week in January, I'm expecting these numbers, however, to start swelling. This hopefully will indicate more inventory hitting us around June of 2013. So now for my final thoughts. I think that home market prices have already plateaued. Despite lower holiday demand, we still have diminished inventory, keeping the economic ratio intact. I think come February, we'll start to see more inventory hit the market. However, I also think that no matter how much inventory we see, there are so many disenfranchised buyers that it'll be months before the supply catches up with that backed up demand. So if you're a seller, get that home on the market ASAP. Even though it's the holidays, it's still a really good time to sell, and you certainly want to be around for the January rush of buyers who held off during the holidays. What you don't want as a seller is to be exposed when the inventory does start to rise. Buyers are bending over backwards right now and have been conditioned by their realtors to come with their highest and best offers if they want a chance to be accepted. Now, I don't see this being the case in 6 months from now. Now, if you're a buyer, I still think it's a good time to buy. Prices aren't going up, so don't worry about getting priced out, but also understand that if you're not in a rush, it will get better as time goes by. Now, for buyers looking at new homes, my advice is much different. If you haven't already gone into contract on a new home, I would be very weary of purchasing right now. New home prices in many areas are 20 to 25% above their resale counterparts. Considering these homes have no backyards even, this becomes a really risky endeavor. While new home builders are having a field day charging these arbitrarily high prices for these homes since they feel like they have a captive market, I think ultimately the joke will be on them come summertime. There's a ton of new home developments coming in 2013, and once the resale inventory catches up with demand, I think that buyers will be less willing to overpay for a new home. Come mid to late summer, I think you'll start seeing the new home builders post massive incentives, again to lure buyers back into new homes. Consumers will realize the substantial value in resale homes, and hopefully it'll be much easier for those buyers to obtain them during those summer months. With that said, thank you all for watching. Feel free to contact me anytime with your questions or concerns you have regarding Las Vegas real estate. And have yourselves a wonderful Thanksgiving holiday.